Hey guys, Jumi here. Today I'll be ranking every single Pink Floyd album I have. This is not all the Pink Floyd albums Pink Floyd released, but those are all only the ones I have. So you can see at the top, this is the order I'll be ranking in from my least favorite to my favorite. So as you guys probably can see already, my least favorite album by Pink Floyd is The Division Bell. Don't get me wrong, Pink Floyd, I only have so much Pink Floyd CDs to choose from. I chose Division Bell as my least favorite. But don't get me wrong, Division Bell is actually one of my favorite albums, like, of all time, actually. Just the Pink Floyd has a bunch of great albums. So yeah. My favorite song off this album is probably High Hopes, because the piano part and then the lyrics are like, the grass was green, and like the light was bright, and then yeah, it's just like a song of hope, as you can probably see already, like High Hopes. Then my least favorite song off this album is probably it's hard to choose. This is such a great album. I'll just say Lost for Words, because there is an F word in it, so I guess. So yeah, that'll be fair. So the Division Bell, coming in just above Division Bell at fifth place. At fifth place is Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon. Many would say this is probably Pink Floyd's greatest album of all time. I totally agree with that, but it's not my favorite album of all time. Our opinions are all different, and opinions are all okay, so yeah, I put this in fifth place, just ahead of the Division Bell. Don't get me wrong, this is great album. This is such an amazing album. My favorite song off this album, though, is probably Time. My least favorite song off this is Speak to Me, definitely. It's a really short song, and yeah, it's just doesn't really hit me, really get to me. So I chose Time because Time is a really great song, because David Gilmour and Richard Wright both sang in the song, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, Dark Side of the Moon. So fourth place is Pink Floyd, The Wall. This is probably really surprising, because many would say, so the first is, many would say, like, the greatest albums are, like, first is Dark Side of the Moon, then The Wall, then Wish You Were Here. But fortunately, I don't think of the same. So for Pink Floyd, The Wall, I'll be choosing two songs, one from each CD, one from each record, and two songs, two best songs and two worst songs. So yeah. Starting with disc 1, my favorite song off disc 1 is probably it's hard to choose, honestly. I think over Another Brick in the Wall Part 1 and Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. I'll just choose part 2 because it's the more popular one, and yeah. And my least favorite song off here is Goodbye Cruel World. It's just a really short song, and it's not really that good to me, in my opinion. So moving on to the second disc, my favorite song off the second disc is There Anybody Out There? It's probably a surprise I didn't choose Comfortably Numb, but Is There Anybody Out There it's very underrated. There's a beautiful guitar solo after there's like, is there anybody out there? And then there's like a guitar solo. Then my least favorite song off the second disc is probably The Trial, because it's just kind of boring, you know. It's like a movie. If you watch it as a movie clip, it won't be that boring, because there's like clicking of shoes, kids screaming, teachers yelling. It just doesn't sound like a song, more of like a scene from a movie, if that makes any sense. So yeah, Pink Floyd, The Wall. So yeah, that's the first disc. That is the second disc. So coming in third place, which is Pink Floyd, The Final Cut. Many would say this is probably their least favorite Pink Floyd album, just because Roger Waters led it, but like, this album is amazing. Like, I listened to it a lot recently, and I just saw the significance of this album. It's just really underrated. Favorite song off this album is probably The Gunner's Dream, and my least favorite song is probably Not Now Drawn, because it has a lot of F words in it, F-bombs, whatever you like to call it. Well, The Gunner's Dream is like, the silver in her hair shines in the cold November air. And it's just beautiful lyrics. Pink Floyd, The Final Cut. So yeah. So this, moving on to my second favorite Pink Floyd album. So this is all present. I can change any of my opinions, but like, so recently I've been really getting into Pink Floyd metal because it's just the song Echoes really just kills it for me. So it's not a surprise that my favorite song off metal is Echoes, and my least favorite song off this album is Seamus. Seamus is kind of an experimental song because there's like dogs barking and just like random guitar notes, and it's just not my favorite song, you know. It's a great experimental piece, but really it's not really my favorite song. Yeah. So yeah, Pink Floyd metal. So Echoes, I chose Echoes because as my favorite song, because Echoes just the lyrics are amazing, and the music, don't even mention the music, it's also equally as amazing as the lyrics. So yeah. So moving on, drum roll please, moving on to my my present favorite album, most favorite album by Pink Floyd is going to be Pink Floyd, A Momentary Lapse of Reason. Many people won't say this is their favorite, probably not even like top 5 best Pink Floyd albums of all time, but there are many great songs on here. I don't think any of these songs are bad, honestly. So my favorite song off Pink Floyd, A Momentary Lapse of Reason, is probably Terminal Frost, On the Turning Away. Probably On the Turning Away because it has lyrics, and Terminal Frost really is just a lot of music, or mostly just music. It's an instrumental song. My least favorite song off this album, which is really hard to like find, is probably A New Machine Part 1, because Part 2 is actually recorded before Part 1, and I really like the original version better. So yeah, I chose The New Machine Part 1 as my least favorite song. So yeah, Pink Floyd, A Momentary Lapse of Reason. So that concludes my Pink Floyd ranking. So if you have any more suggestions of other bands I would rank, that'll be really good. You can leave a comment down below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Bye, kiddos!